Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anisa, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I will link to be linked down below in the description, and let's get right into the video. So right now it's just the trial and error slash design portion of the video. And at first you're going to see me using this small little brush because I want to show you, okay, maybe you can do it this way, but if you're not me, or if you're someone that doesn't have a very steady hand, it might not be for you. And so there's me wiping it off because it was a good way, but the lines were a little too thin and they were very wonky and wobbly, because this whole portion, though, this technique is based off of how straight you can get that line, because it's the crocodile print, so it's like rounded on the outside, like bubbled on the outside, but it's straight and like a square on the middle portion. So it wouldn't work, so I just went ahead and gave up with that. And so I tried it again and again and again, but like as you can see, it's starting to look better as I go because I'm kind of getting the hang of it. But at the same time, it's getting a little bit too thin. But you also do have to do the inner lapping ones on the side to where it does every other one. So like the middle, like you left those spaces in the middle when you did like that first row, like that I'm doing right now, and then you go up the sides in those spaces. So you want to do like little squares there, like little rounded squares there. And the way to do that, like the best way to do that would be to either get a dotting tool and use the end of that dotting tool, and then just round it out with that little pink brush, or like your little detailer brush. Now I'm using a number 2 or a number 4 from a card, and I'm just dipping it into that dark shade right there, which is the only shade on the palette. But even this brown shade that I'm using here is a custom shade, and I do show you how to mix it, or how much black that I use to mix this base color that's like underneath this dark shade that I'm doing a little croc print, like, so just like that flat color that's in the back, like on the actual nails already. I will show you how to make that one, but as of making this dark one right here, it's just that brown that I have on the corner that's open. It's just a Cyberland brown mixed with black is this one, but it's like mixed with a lot of black, but not too much to where it's too dark. I didn't like that, so I went ahead and retried. And it's just a couple of them, not too much. And now I'm trying on a different nail just to try to go back in with the brush, because I saw a lot of people doing it with this little brush, or a brush similar to this. Like I said, just a little detailing brush. This came in like a little kit from AliExpress or Wish, one of those two. I don't have the link to it. I don't recommend using Wish for your nail supplies, especially something like acrylic, because it is not quality acrylic and you'll have a hard time using it. Like you're better off going with like Model 1s or something like that, because it'll actually work for you and not dry up too fast. But anyways, I'm trying to go back in with this little detailer brush, but it's not, well, now I'm using the dotting tool, but it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Like I'm trying to get it thick but round, and I'm horrible at making like bubble letters to begin with. So anything that's like bubbled to like a square with like rounded edges, it's very difficult for me to do. So that's when I came up with the method of using like the number 2 brush or the number 4 brush, just a flat one, and then rounding it out with the little liner brush. And that works so much better. Like I recommend doing that if you don't have like a steady hand, or if the nails are really, really long, because the longer the nails are, the more little the more the croc print you're gonna have. So here I am checking like my little reference photo really quickly, because that's the picture that they sent me. It didn't have like a name on it or anything like that, but it's literally just what I'm about to do for you right now. It's like, I don't want to say replicated to the T, because one of the nails, I think the one that I'm working on right now, is supposed to be stiletto. But they wanted all coffin, so it is technically a little different, and the browns I'm using are a little different. The one in the picture is more dark, and it's done in an acrylic, and I don't have that. So I went ahead and did everything with gel, and like I said, the other portion will be a step-by-step of what I'm doing, and I do not show my second coat because the video is already like 29 minutes long. It'll be even longer if I include me doing my step-by-steps. And I wanted to leave like me looking at the reference photo because you need a reference photo even if you're not replicating somebody else's set. But if you're trying to do a set on your own, and let's say like, because everyone's doing croc print, right? You go and you're looking at it and you're trying to do it yourself, but it's not turning out the way you want it to, versus if you have a picture of somebody else's nails, even if it's a different color, different style of the croc print, boom, perfect. You have something that you can look at, that you can kind of replicate, and you've made it your own. See, like, that was a picture. Very cute nails. And she sent this to me and I was like, I can try and do it. And it turned out well. I do have a video at the end to show you guys of her wearing them. And she said she loved them, and she actually ordered 2 more from me. So those videos will be made. I have had a little bit of an absence off of YouTube, and it was not on purpose. It was a technological absence, and I have no way of saying that versus on my Instagram. And I think I said something about it. But if you do not follow me on Instagram, the link is in the link tree below. And I have my personal Instagram and my nail Instagram. I'm more active on my nail Instagram versus my regular one. So yes, if you have any questions or you want to tell me something, I guess, go ahead and tell me on that one. I'll respond to either Instagram. So, but I'm mainly on my nail one, and I will let you know if I'm having like technical issues, because like I said, YouTube doesn't allow me to like readily post something. I'll have to make like a 2-minute video and be like, hey guys, can't come on here, which kind of defeats the purpose because I couldn't even upload that video. But anyways, yeah, I was having issues again with saving videos from my phone to my computer. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, and I have to send it to my HP using iCloud and all that, and it got stuck in my phone. Like, it wouldn't transfer, so that was the reason why I was gone for so long. But I'm back now, and I have like a lot of videos. Like, this happened to me in Halloween, like on Halloween, you guys, before that. And I had a bunch, like I literally have a Halloween bundle video recorded. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Like, it doesn't have to be, well, I'm probably gonna upload it anyways, but like, you can use those colors not in Halloween time, even though some people are like, only on Halloween, but colors are colors, okay? And they're like glitter, and it's different colors. So literally, you guys, let me know if you want to see it. Let me know if you want to see all these videos I had for Halloween. And here is a much closer version of me doing the design. As you can see how quick it was to make those lines, and I don't need to perfectly space, so it's not perfect, but like spaced enough to where you can have those like weaving little ones like that, like I'm doing on the side right now, where you can have those and it's perfectly spaced between the ones in the middle and the ones on the side, both sides. You have enough space. It's so quick with the brush, and I use the little dotting tool, like I said, to make that first little blob, and then I will round it out with that brush, just to give it that like nice round plump little edge. And this is like my 4th or 5th time recording this voiceover, so if I sound a little weird, it's because I've tried it and I tried it and I've tried it, but something always happens. It always cuts off. But hopefully the video is good now, because like I said, the little mic function is broken, so I'm using my phone. And now is a step-by-step portion. So I'm using these tips. These tips are, what are these? These are the regular XXL ones from McCart. These are the pump-up tips, and I like these. They have like a little bit of a, I don't even say apex, but a little bit of a curve to it. Kind of, sort of, not really, but I'm using the base coat. Some people go in with 2 to 3 layers. Well, I should say 1 to 3 layers, depending on the length of the nails. These, you could use 2 on them. I just use 1 because I know I'm going to add a lot of gel polish, because I do a lot of layering on my solid nails. I could do 2 coats of base coat if I'm really worried about it, but I'm not. Especially on my French ones, I add like 2 to 3 coats of nude anyways. Then there's like a brown on top. So first color I'm going in with, this is for my Frenches. It's going to be on the ring finger and the index finger. I'm starting off with the ring finger. I'm going in with, I think, Orphine, because that one is a bit of a pinkier nude. Or I might be going in right now oops, it fell. But I might be going in now with Sycamore Street. I think it's let me see the picture. Yeah, I think it is Sycamore Street because it is a bit more nude. And I go in with the pinkier one on top. And I did do one coat of Sycamore and one coat of Orifine. And that is my best tip to recommend. My best tip that I recommend to replicate acrylic nudes, because as we all know, gel colors, when it comes to the nudes, they're not as, for some reason, like, I don't want to say dynamic as acrylic nail beds, but you can tell when a nail bed is made out of like acrylic because it looks different, and you can't really get that all in one. There's the Creation gel polish, and here I am showing you how to mix this darker color. So it's literally like one little bloop of black, and the rest is like a little glob of the brown gel paint. And I saw like a lot of gel paint left over, and I went to scrape it all into one area so it can have like a little bit of thickness to it. And that's how you make the shade that's going on the underneath. And I know these colors tend to get like a little bit darker once you mat them out, so this is perfectly fine in comparison to the darker one next to it, because the dark one next to it is what I used to do the actual croc print. But I wanted this to be this color because it changes the undertone of the original color. So that's why I did this. And again, I did 2 coats off camera. So this is the first coat, then I did another coat, and now I'm going in with the other coat of the other nude because it gives it more dimension. Because some nudes I noticed they have like a different undertone to them. So this one is the pinkier one, yeah, because I had the nuder one on the bottom and then the pinkier one on top. So when it goes over the natural nail bed, here those are, but when it goes over the natural nail bed, they just look so good. So as I said, there was Orifine and Sycamore Street, and I will leave the link to those gel polishes in the description. And here I am just doing like 1 second coat on camera, and it does get darker. Even though it kind of was 1 coat coverage, it is better to, well, it's rather safe than sorry, I feel like. And I am curing everything for 60 seconds in between because I know myself. And even if I'm curing it, these polishes are like a 30-second cure, but I know myself, and I'll cure for 30 seconds. Even though my lamp is strong, it won't cure right. I know it. And it'll start to peel, and you don't want that. Even though these are filed and base coated and all that stuff, it's not going to work. So I just do the full time. And as you saw, I wiped off with an alcohol-free wipe. The sticky layer, it's very important when you're doing fringes to wipe off that tacky layer, because the polish is going to do nothing but grip to it, and you're trying to clean it up, and it's not going to let go because that's doing what it's supposed to do. The polish naturally has a sticky layer so it can adhere itself, and if you wipe the tacky layer off, it'll be fine. But for that initial bottom layer, you really want that to stay tacky, and so it can grip onto like this nude right here, scraping onto the nude. But this brown part is going to be fine because it is going to be matted out, and then I'm going to add the stones, and I'm going to go around the stones with top coat and all that, so it'll be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and break down the next one with you guys on camera, and I went ahead and cleaned it up, and it's so easy to do it this way, especially you only have like, in total there was 4 fringes, so, and they will get covered up with bling anyway, so they do not have to be perfect. If you're noticing like those little specks on my arm, it's just brown gel paint. It gets everywhere. But here I am going in with a Beetles liner brush. It's the longest one, so it's the black one. And I'm just going in and mapping out the sides. Now I'm going in with the little paintbrush I've been using. And I'm going in, and I think it's the polygel brush. Yeah, it's a polygel brush. And I'm going in and painting the rest of the fringe in. And you can kind of see I mapped out the shape of the fringe a little bit because I followed those guidelines. But I'm going to go in with the Macart brush. Yeah, this is like a size 8 Macart brush. And go ahead and carve it out to match the other one, kind of, sort of. But remember, I'm doing the croc on the brown, so you don't want this to be too small and to where the fringe is too deep, where the nail bed is really, really deep. You don't want that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure that for a full 60 seconds. and you want to be doing the other hand so you can interchange them, but because I'm recording, I'm showing you this way, so I really have to wait that time. But now I'm going in with a Beetles matte top coat, and I'm top coating the brown only. It's okay if you get it on the nude, because like I said, that will be getting top coated with regular shiny top coat, and for that you can use any top coat that you have. I'm pretty sure I used my Beetles top coat, and I love that top coat. It's from Amazon, and I will be linking the little matte top coat because it's separate, but I will link the base coat, top coat that comes together in a little set. You can buy them all separately, but everything that's brown is getting matte top coated. Then after the fact, on the nude ones, I don't show it, but I will be doing the stones, so I will top coat around the stones, not on top, and on the nude part only, because it is shiny and it is unprotected right now, so I will top coat around it. And you want to make sure you cure this for 60 to 120 seconds. I go ahead and do 120, but 60 is fine. And you want to make sure you have no shiny parts left that aren't supposed to be shiny. So now I'm going in with that deep brown color. And at first it was kind of hard for me to get these lines the way that I wanted to, because as you can see here, it's kind of wide. And I don't like that it's so wide. I don't like that, so I go ahead and erase it because it wasn't what I wanted. And I'm gonna go in and try again, and I'm pretty sure I wipe it off too, because I still feel like it's too wide compared to the other one. You want to make sure you match both sets up so it doesn't look like they're wearing two completely different sets. Yes, it is hand painted, so you do have like a little bit of leeway, but you don't want to be too off to the point of where it's like this looks wrong. So on this side, I went ahead and wiped off majority of the crocodile print and tried to do it again. And when you're wiping it off with like alcohol, make sure you're letting it dry completely first, because it does something weird with the gel and it reacts funny. So you just want to go ahead and wait for it to completely dry. So you can hear my computer in the back breathing. It's like working overtime right now for some reason. But I'm using the little poly gel brush to clean up and make the lines super crisp, and I'm going in with alcohol and doing that, and it's not too much. At one point I just started drawing like straight lines down it to get here I am drawing the straight line to get the little lines even with each other, because even though it's smaller, it's still kind of like the same width, if that makes sense. So I'm making sure it follows that shape, so I'm drawing in a straight line to clean that up. And now I'm going in and doing the ones that are in between those blank spaces. So that's why you can customize it how many lines you want, but just make sure you have enough space in between them to put the lines on the sides that are going in between them, because that's why I'm cleaning up right now, because I didn't have enough space. So I'm going to go in and fix that. But you don't want it to be where it's too much space in between and it's like crocodile every so often. You don't want that, because it's kind of like crocodile print is like interweaving with each other. It's kind of like, so you have a small one on the side that's in between the two big ones, and you keep doing it like that. So that's the best way I can describe it. So make sure you leave yourself enough space. And here I am, and I'm going out and rounding out those corners, because like I said, it's like a box with like rounded sides, so not even like an oval, because I feel like an oval is more round. I feel like an oval is like an elongated circle, so it's not an oval, but it's like a square with like rounded sides to them, like the end is rounded. So I went ahead and made sure there was no tacular, nothing like that, but also I did put like a little bit of the brown on there, so I messed up and I went ahead and erased it so I can start over and match it to my other one. And I honestly loved the French with this. I thought it looked so good. This was a very good design. Shout out to whoever created it or did this one that I'm replicating. Like I said, there was no like little tag from Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure it was just like off of Pinterest, which is very common. But you guys, like it gets faster and faster, and the French ones are so easy to do because it's very easy to go in and do a small amount of them, because it clearly gradiates up, versus when you're doing the longer ones, it does the same thing, but you have to add more of them because you can do that in a small amount, but it just looks funny. So this, it just looked very proportional and very good. So if you're gonna try this, I recommend you get that brown bling from Blingy Thingy. Is where I got it from, off of Etsy. I will link her shop below, and I don't remember which ones I used, but I do know I used one big one in the middle, not too big, and then some smaller ones, like one size underneath the big one that I used on the sides. So if you're gonna replicate it, that's what you want to do. But here I am, and like I said, it'll turn matte, like completely matte when it's done. And if you cured this matte top coat for the proper time, it will not disturb it. You can wipe it off 100 times and it should be fine. Well, I don't say 100, but like, you know what I mean? You can wipe it off a lot of times and it'll still be fine. But if you need a re-matte top coat, but make sure you're curing your top coat for the proper time you're supposed to cure it. And also don't overthink this step, because like, you see, like, I just didn't like it. And that was my whole issue why like, you guys, it took me weeks to do this. Weeks. Because as soon as she sent me the order, I started making it. And, ooh, I was every single day since I first got it, like, weeks, you guys, weeks over. Like, I think I was working on this for like 4 weeks. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is taking me forever. I was like, what's going on? Like, what am I messing up? What am I forgetting? What's not right? And it was me not being able to keep my line straight, not having a proper technique, not knowing what works for me, but doing what works for everyone else. I couldn't even get the color down right. I was so obsessed at copying that color from the picture that I wasn't seeing what I had and doing it. I was like, oh, I have to buy all this stuff. So I bought a ton of gel polish. I bought all this stuff, and I didn't even use it in the end. Like, I didn't even need it. But I did have to wait for the bling to come in, so it kind of saved me a little bit. But in that time, I was like, okay, I can get the base done. But I didn't even get the base done at that point. I only did one hand of the base. And it was, whew. Once I figured out, like, okay, this is my ratio, this is my mixture, this is what I'm doing, then it went smoother. So if you're trying to replicate this design, hopefully this video helps you out, like, a little bit of how to kind of do it. I know crocodile print, once you first do it, it's like a little bit difficult, but as you do it, the more and more and more you do it, it gets a lot easier, like any other design. But kind of like the swirls were very hard for me at first, and then now I can do the swirls like no problem. But it's a lot of overthinking that's happening. So just trust yourself. You're good. And I'm gonna let you guys watch like this, last nail. Like I said, no blinging in this video. Also, no me top coating in clear top coat, but I will show you how to make it 3D in a little video, kind of, sorta. And I will be right back. I feel like I should mention before the video ends, I use the same glue that I always use to glue on the stones, which would be the Macart brush on glue. I went ahead and used that and it worked just fine. And my hurry up spray works really good. And like I said, top coating around the crystals. Don't top coat on top of them, especially they are a colored one. I noticed the colored ones, they don't look that good after you do that. And I'm going ahead and making sure there's nothing like of a sticky residue, tacky residue left on top. And here, I was figuring out how to make it look 3D, because if you look at the picture, it's 3D, and what they want is the 3D. That's the whole reason why you have the set. The whole reason for crocodile is that textural difference. So now I'm just using regular top coat. Don't use base coat, because you're gonna have to wipe the tacky layer off, and you might not wipe all of it off. So they put their hand, or they're using their hands, and they get lint on it. A whole mess. So just go ahead, and well, if you don't wipe it off, it'll get lint on it. So go ahead and just use the regular tacky one. And this is the same brush that I was using to round out the sides with. You can use, like, I don't want to say use a dotting tool, because a dotting tool is too flat, but here I am showing you, like, that's how thin the little brush is. And you want to get like a little bit of a blob on it and just drag that blob around only on the crocodile part, only on that part. So only on the part where there's the darker color, use that. Don't get it in between. If you get it in between those little cracks, go ahead and wipe that off, because no, you do not want that. So I'm going to end the video out here, and I'm going to show you guys what it looked like on her hands. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. I have a lot of videos coming up, so stay tuned for those, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.